Hi, welcome to Truth with Tal and Isaac. I'm Tal.
I'm Isaac.
Episode number 50 coming at you. Yay, big deal. 5 bills. That's awesome. Obviously, the best 50 of all time, the Admiral, David Robinson.
There's not many 50s.
Mike Singletary solid as well.
We're at a tough point in the numbers where it's like mid-50s.
Offensive lineman.
Yeah, maybe a couple fullbacks. Yeah, tough spot. We got to get a couple more decades.
Yeah, obviously we're going to talk a lot about football. Just finishing the greatest weekend in football history, and I say that with conviction. And then we'll finish off with the most, upcoming championship weekend and the most hated basketball players. Isaac's going to do present. I'm going to do all time.
Yeah.
Good. Off the top. So Westbrook for Wall trade rumors. Hilarious that Houston got a first-round pick when they initially traded Westbrook away, and now they're asking for another pick in return. I'm not sure if the Lakers are going to do it, but it's funny.
No, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Like, it's funny just to show like how bad Westbrook is, but it will not happen. I don't know if the Lakers definitely won't move him, Westbrook.
They won't move Westbrook?
There's no way they do.
Because they can't?
They can't. It's too late. They just won't be able to. They might go get a guy. But I think they're going to have to, if they were to win, it's going to be with the current squad they have. They're going to have to make it work if they win that way.
Yeah, if they get somebody, he is not going to be a top player.
Yeah, they're not getting Jeremy Grant.
No, with, Nunn and Tucker Horton.
Like eighth graders, right? That's what they're offering?
2027 first-round pick. I think that's the only one that's available to them. David Ortiz into the Hall of Fame. No Bonds, no Clemens, no Schilling. Personally, I'm very happy with that because usually Hall of Fame is, let everybody in.
I don't care.
You don't
People
care?
who've listened, I really like.
Okay, move on.
I don't know if I'm in minority there, but I just don't care about Hall of Fame stuff.
These guys not getting in is actually significant.
Maybe to their families. Like, their grandkids, I don't care.
Australian Open, hey, good showing by the Canadians. Keep moving.
Speaking of don't care, yeah.
The source out of Brooklyn saying that Harden's going to opt out. What's the deal?
Harden Simmons. Possibility. Harden for Simmons straight up. I think it's kind of funny how, like, a while ago we were talking about, like, Simmons for Kyrie. That might happen. Now we're talking Simmons for Harden.
Well, Harden and Irving are jackasses. Simmons a jackass. So how do you trade jackasses with a decent amount of talent? Well, you have to find another jackass with a decent amount of talent who also costs a lot of money.
It might happen, but they're kind of real reports. Like, it's like not fake. It's not like me and you saying like our insiders say James Harden wants out. Like, it's like real people.
Yep.
So it might happen.
By the way, we're going to add a new segment to the show.
Oh, we're doing that right now?
No, let's do 2 more things.
Okay.
Cade Cunningham, best game of his career. So 34 points, 8 boards, 8 dimes, 4 blocks, 2 steals.
And
so good.
And 0 free throw attempts, which just shows like he's putting up 34 without free throws. Guys don't do that. That doesn't happen in today's league anymore.
It's awesome. Right now, it's clear that it's Mobley or Cade for Rookie of the Year. I think people probably today are still going to vote for Mobley, but he's right there. Mobley's real good.
I like Mobley, but Mobley is not doing 34, 8, 8. Like, he's just not taking over a game. Cade has taken over many games.
I agree with you. He's so good. 2 people who need to shut up. Antonio Brown.
Tal.
No.
2
people. Antonio Brown. Actually, 3 people. Scottie Pippen. Just because you can't talk crap about Michael Jordan. And Patrick Mahomes' girlfriend.
Wife?
I think
so.
Doesn't matter. Shut up.
Mahomes family. Yeah, we'll talk about them later and why we really like Joe Burrow this weekend. But, we'll get there.
Okay. Ridiculous rumor. So, Kevin Ewing, our buddy, our tennis guy.
My buddy.
President, he likes Isaac more than me. Mm-hmm. He said, listen, you guys have all the inside scoop. You need to start tossing rumors out there on the internet. So, here's the rumor. Sean Payton, right? He said to the Saints, thanks very much, 15 great years, I'm done. He loves Dan Campbell so much, he's going to come and be the Lions' offensive coordinator.
OC? Okay.
Yeah, you heard it here first.
Mine is equally dumb, I think. It's a future. It's not happening today. In the offseason of the NBA, Chauncey Billups will become the Detroit Pistons head coach after Dwayne Casey gets booted. You heard it here first.
This offseason or one more year?
I'm not sure. One of the two.
Because you know what? If it's next year...
It's happening. We're getting Chauncey.
fine.
Detroit,
Yeah.
Ben Wallace, he's coming back on staff. He's just going to be like strength and conditioning probably. But that's my Chauncey to coach the Pistons.
Good. Okay, 2 good rumors. Heard it here first.
And they're both real. So.
Yeah, probably. We got sweet sources.
Yeah.
Okay, greatest weekend in NFL history. Awesome. Dale was our special guest in the Chudner Plaza this weekend, and like one game after another, so good.
Okay, so there's a game that I want to talk about the most, but let's go with like the order, right? So the most recent game was the Chiefs-Bills.
Yep.
Do you want to go in on that?
Sure. So I put that up there with a couple of games that I've enjoyed more than any other games in my career. So the Chargers in my career.
Okay.
Yeah, my fan career. Like it's a career.
Yeah.
Like I put lots of years, lots of mileage. Chargers Dolphins 1981. Nobody remembers that unless they're 50 years of age or older. Looking up the highlights, it was awesome. And listen, I only picked one of the Brady wins, but Brady coming back 28-3, that was pretty solid.
Mm-hmm.
But this game, like 25 points in the last 2 minutes, like Titans of football. Future is right now. Allen Mahomes, just so good. So much stuff happened. Obviously, they were going to look at the overtime rules. I'm not sure if there's going to be a change, but
because let's
there'll
just
be
spend
lots of discussion.
really quickly, because let's just get the overtime thing out of the way. Are the rules colossally stupid? Yes. I've been saying this actually for a few years.
They're stupid. I would colossally is too strong. Maybe play defense.
I think it's happened 11 times in the playoffs. Do you see this stat?
No.
It's happened 11 times since they've put these rules in. The team that has got the ball.
Playoffs? Just playoffs or total?
Just playoffs.
Wow.
It's happened 11 times. 10 of the 11 times, the team that got the ball first has won.
Scored a touchdown on one?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
So I'm just looking at the numbers there, and I understand play defense. I thought the Bills D was going to make a stop. They didn't. I just think that's wrong. I think what you do is there's no perfect one. I don't love the college overtime. I'm in the minority. I don't love it.
It's a bit gimmicky.
I think it's like a video game. Like
I
it's
think
what I would play.
I think the only change that you do is each team needs to have a possession regardless.
I think you do something and then you go in some sort of like sudden death kind of like dodgeball thing, like the last bit dodgeball, something like that.
Because that was like super real.
And that's real. Yeah.
American Dodgeball Association of America.
Okay, can we talk about our parlay really quickly? Because I think this is pretty entertaining.
Pretty funny. We don't do a lot of betting talk on the truth, but this was a good bet. Isaac, give me the skinny.
We had a 7-leg parlay. Me, Team Tal Nation, and Dale. We won't disclose how much money we put on it. We didn't put a stupid amount, but we would have made some money.
$75 total.
And we would have returned about $1,000, about $1,000. But I'm saying $1,000 because that sounds sick. Okay? 7 legs. Overs. Hammered the overs. So Mahomes over on yards, completions, attempts. Allen over on yards, completions, attempts. Allen over 1.5 passing touchdowns. It's a pretty good bet.
It's a good bet.
Okay? 6 legs hit. All we need is... So we needed 38 pass attempts from Josh Allen. Now, I'm not going to make you go and look at the box score. I will tell you. Josh Allen threw the ball 37 times. Am I a little biased in saying, man, if he got the ball in overtime, we would have made some money?
Yeah, all we needed was a coin flip. All we needed was one more possession in overtime. We didn't get it.
Don't take a sack. Just throw it out of bounds. Like, there's so many... So I'm not even going back to watch Allen's tape. I already know he's the second best quarterback on the planet. I'm not going to... Right now he is, I think.
So Allen's the second best quarterback on the planet?
Mahomes is one. I think I have. Like, it's recency bias, sure, but you can't really debate Mahomes and Allen being the 2 best quarterbacks on earth.
I mean, Burrow is already solid.
He's nowhere. I love Burrow.
Your boy from San Diego
I love Herbo.
Solid.
They're nowhere near the level of Mahomes and Allen. Like,
I think you're probably right, but there's going to be people that debate that.
So there's our parlay. Almost hit, but we'll keep you guys posted. Gabriel Davis supremacy.
So Gabriel Davis is 4th string.
Yeah.
Right? Diggs, anti-vaxxer Beasley, Emmanuel Sanders, Davis.
Dawson Knox is ahead of the pecking order as well, right? Singletary, probably. Like, he's just a guy.
It was awesome. It was
super. Good. That was
and
really cool.
He was roasting guys.
You saw him like had a head fake, just like looked like the dude got punched. His defense just like flew. I wanted the Bills to win, but I would have rather saw a game like that in the Chiefs win than a Bills blowout. Does that make sense, right?
Yeah, listen, we're Detroit Lions fans, right? Since Luke Wilson retired, we don't have as much of a tie to Seattle any longer. So we want to see good football. And we saw tremendous football.
Not with the Lions.
No.
No. I just want to shout out Stephon Diggs, dude. Okay, so I'm sure you saw the picture from last year with his hands on his head when he was watching the Chiefs celebrate on the field.
Yeah.
The day of this game, like last weekend, I couldn't go on Instagram without seeing it. All the sports accounts, revenge game, 3 catches, 7 yards. And he tackled the fan.
3 catches, 7 yards?
7 yards. He got the sick 2-point conversion. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Did you see him tackle the fan?
Yeah, that was actually pretty good.
That was awesome.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
But the fact that that's his highlight is like, you got to step up, man.
If you're an offensive tackle and your highlight is tackling the fan, okay, you can talk about that. But if you're Stephon Diggs, who, was a top 5 wide receiver in football.
Last year he was top 2.
Yep.
Last year I think he was maybe 1. Like you have the numbers there. So yeah, I think Diggs, too bad.
Great game.
Really good game.
Did we want to talk about score predictions now, or?
Well, let's keep going back to the old games.
Score predictions from last week.
Sure. Like I had 34-33 Bills, and it was 42-36.
Which one did you nail?
We're not there yet.
Oh, okay, got it.
Now we are. Rams Bucs.
Bucs. Okay.
What do you got?
Our boy Matt Stafford won out over the GOAT. Brady made it much. Yeah, go Stafford.
Good job, Matt.
You know what? I don't think Kelly got enough credit for the win.
Shout out Kelly too.
Yeah, shout out Kelly.
She was probably in the stands.
With the pretzel thing.
Yeah, she was in the stands.
Pretzel Uzi. Brady made it much closer than it should have been. Cam Akers maybe stop fumbling. Like that's not a bad play for this coming week.
Yeah,
it was fun. It was entertaining to watch. Lots of cool stuff happened. It's funny. Like Brady just didn't have enough weapons.
He didn't have enough weapons. The weapons that he had. Mike Evans, I'm very critical of. He must have heard me talking. Stepped up big time.
He had a pretty good game.
Toasted Ramsey a few times. But like a lot of drops. I thought the score was going to be 30-27 Rams. That was the score. I posted that on the Instagram for the people. I am in the Illuminati, just to confirm the rumors that are surfacing.
Do you have a goofy tattoo that I don't know about?
Yeah. Well, that's right there. That's why I have to wear a t-shirt. That's why I don't do it shirtless. Yeah, that's the only reason.
Got it. Okay.
Donald and Miller up front for the Rams, pass rush.
Yeah.
Lit it up. I said Stafford has a great playoff game, right? Like, the first win, he had a fine game. He didn't have to do much. This game, he, stepped up huge. And can we just talk about him running down the field, screaming, clock it, exactly like he did against Dallas?
Oh, my God. I saw that. Maybe it was last night. Identical. But against Dallas, what he did, he faked and then did a quick quarterback
And
sneak.
when we were watching the last weekend's game live, I didn't think about it. I was just too excited, jumping up and down, excited.
Yep.
I didn't even realize, the camera shot was the exact same. He's just throwing his arms everywhere, swearing at his, 315-pound old lineman. I love it. It was awesome.
It was fun to watch.
It was a really good game. Obviously, we love Brady. We'll talk about... He's not retiring. That's not happening.
That was my question. I think he plays one more year, and he's going to convince Gronk to play one more year. They'll have a tough time keeping the band together. But if his weapons are healthy, they win.
If Godwin is there...
And when I say healthy, I mean physical health and mental health.
Yeah, Antonio Brown.
Shut up, Antonio Brown.
I don't want to put a number on Brady's years because... He's likely to finish second in MVP this year.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want it I think it's a little similar like LeBron in the NBA, right? He's at an age where you're no way he plays longer. But LeBron is still putting up crazy numbers.
Yeah.
He's not winning anything this year, but he's still putting up crazy numbers. And same with Brady, putting up crazy numbers, can still clearly run. He's not the best in the league anymore. That goes for both guys, but they're still, elite players at their position.
For one season, Brady and Rodgers are in the top 5, right? You've got Allen, you got Mahomes, obviously, that we can debate about, your other dudes, Burrow and...
Herbo. Yeah, I think if Brady had a little bit more time...
Jared Goff,
Brady was under pressure the whole game.
Yep.
It was just little quick dump-offs and then a couple deep shots. They needed some O-line help, some receivers to make a couple plays, which happened a bit, but good for the Rams.
Yep, good.
We're happy. We're happy with it.
Okay, do we want to talk about Packers and Niners now?
Yeah. Can I start on this one?
Please do.
Okay. So I have some notes written down on the Packers game that I'd like to just throw out there.
The Packers' ineptitude?
Yeah.
Yep.
So I was completely wrong on this game, right? I nailed last game. I completely was wrong, just like 95% of football fans. Aaron Rodgers, that's what we're calling him from now on. Fraudgers.
Oh,
Aaron,
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay. Do you know what his cap hit is next year?
$42 million.
$46.8 million.
Okay, and they're, I think, $45 million over the cap without signing Davante Adams.
The best receiver in football. That's right.
Yeah.
Speaking of Davante Adams, Aaron Rodgers.
Sorry, Dante or Davante?
Davante. Aaron Rodgers.
I get that right. You're the racist.
Oh,
Sweet.
No, I said Davante.
Nope, you said Dante. Hi, shout out Dante DePonio. Hey, Dante.
Aaron Rodgers only looked at Adams. And when Adams wasn't open, he threw it to Aaron Jones. Okay? Aaron Rodgers, 20 completions. 18 of them were to Adams and Jones.
Really?
2 of them were to Lazard and Lewis. So he had 20 completions. 18 of them went to 2 dudes. You can't win a football game like that, man. Like, I know he likes Adams. I know Adams is sick. But you got to spread it out.
They scored 10 points.
They scored 10 points in a home game against an injury-riddled defense.
San Francisco actually only scored 6, really, because they're
We'll talk about
special
Garoppolo
teams.
in a minute. Jordan Love, he must suck. He must suck. Jordan Love must be terrible.
Why?
Because I would already be reading Packers rumors saying
Okay, got it.
Aaron Rodgers shopping, but this is a team they like.
Well, his one game against Casey, he was awful.
So the Packers have zero faith in Jordan Love. Because if they had any bit of faith, they would move on from Rodgers, blow the thing up, rebuild with Love.
And now he was so he's been in the league for 2 years. He's only played for 15 minutes, but
Yes. Okay, so Aaron Rodgers, first quarterback to lose in the NFL playoffs 4 times to a single opponent.
nice.
Do you remember how during the draft the Niners passed on Rodgers?
Yeah.
And it was this big deal.
Yep.
And he was asked about it right after he got drafted. And his quote was, this is good. This is really good. Not as disappointed as the 49ers will be that they didn't draft me. So that's what he said when...
No, but hang on. That was for number 1, right? Alex Smith was the first overall pick. But then didn't Rodgers drop to like 18
20
or something?
Around there. Okay, so he was asked and he didn't get picked. 49ers are, I believe, 4-0 against Rodgers.
Yeah, that hasn't aged well.
In the playoffs.
That
That's
quote
so
has not
funny.
aged well.
That is hilarious.
It's awesome.
I love it. Rodgers has not advanced to the Super Bowl in each of his last 9 playoff appearances, only having 1 Super Bowl appearance in the career, right? And that's when
His legacy is tarnished.
It's actually, like, I know last year we talked about it. This year it's even more prominent. Stafford is about to get as many conference championships as Rodgers. Okay, now you go for a bit.
I mean, you filled in most of my points already. So many funny memes with Rodgers, or Rodgers, which is actually a good nickname.
Not mine.
I don't know what happens to the Packers. I think they're going to have a very tough time keeping it together very quickly. The Lions are going to be the best team in the NFC North.
That's actually, like
it's a thing.
It might, in a couple years.
Yep.
For real.
I mean, here's the thing. Like, the Packers didn't have a choice but to go all in the last couple of years and spend extra money and push the cap off.
Yeah.
Because when you do have a top 2 quarterback in the league who's approaching the end of his career.
The top 2 regular season
quarterback.
Yeah,
Yep.
put that out there.
This is going to hurt. I don't know how the math works. I mean, listen, there's all sorts of cap dynamics, and they'll sign Rodgers to a 3-year deal, so his cap hit will only be $20 million. And then they'll cut a couple guys, move some money around, so they sign Adams. But I can't see them bringing back Rodgers without bringing back Adams and adding another weapon.
Well,
That's the only way it works.
I don't know. Like, I honestly have zero idea. Like, usually I'll say, I think it's 50-50 if he leaves or stays. I think at this point, there's a chance he retires. I don't think he will. He's just got enough good football left in him, and he knows that, I think.
The Jimmy G and the San Francisco D will push that to the Rams 49ers
Yeah, good call.
description.
Aaron Rodgers, he wins MVPs. He doesn't throw a lot of interceptions. He throws goal line touchdown passes. Can't win in the playoffs. He's not a leader of men. He's not a captain. He's not a true, Tom Brady GOAT.
It is the most important position in football.
It might be the most important position in sports.
You know what? You're right. That's the take. Actually, I wrote that down somewhere. It's the most important position in sports.
I'm just smarter.
Go with the best player at the most important position in sports. See? Right there. Okay. Cincy and...
So just, like, so happy. Great job. I couldn't believe the game. It was late. He's usually in bed by, like, 8. He was... I had a few people came down at like 11:30, watched the rest of it. Like, I wouldn't know what was going on because I was so surprised. I said, "Who is this?" Watching a football game at 11:30. We were really excited.
Yeah, it was awesome.
It was really cool.
I took a little nap, and then watched a bit of Cobra Kai, and then came back down and watched because we didn't think this was going to happen. It's awesome, so good. Okay, Cincy Ravens. Mm-hmm. No, Cincy. Sorry, not Ravens.
Cincy Titans?
Titans.
Okay.
So, listen, they gave it to them pretty good considering they gave up 78 sacks. Is that right?
I had 80.
80? Okay.
Yeah, I had 80.
9 sacks and they still won. I don't know how beat up Burrows is. They better have like a super hyperbaric chamber.
What's his name?
Joe Burrows.
One more, a little louder into the mic.
Joe Burrow.
No, okay, you always pluralize it. It's always Joe Burrows. Joe Burrows.
No, it's Joe Burrow, singular. Come on, get it right, Cracker.
All right. We actually both called this upset.
Yep, we did.
So he was looking at my notes before we started and then saw the Bengals upset.
Weak sauce.
Saw the upset.
Dale, back me up on this.
Ryan Tannehill, he sucks. He is so bad.
What do they do?
They can't win with him.
I know, but what are you going to do?
I hate Garoppolo. I don't think Garoppolo's good. I lost respect for him this weekend.
I'd pick Tannehill over Garoppolo.
I picked Garoppolo over Tannehill. Oh, I picked Garoppolo over Tannehill. I think Tannehill is closer to like Tua and Baker and Goff than he is like your upper echelon of guys.
No, Tannehill is 14, 15, 16, probably like that.
I would rather have Tua.
Garoppolo's a little lower than that. I would rather have Tua.
And like Tua might not be that good.
Tua is not that good. Anyway,
I think the Titans know they can't
win. Tannehill
win.
sucks. Henry was probably 75%. They're too dependent on him. Some INTs. Man, they got a good D, obviously, but
they
gave
the Titans?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they gave up some big plays.
Good pass rush, clearly.
And most of the sacks, like I think 8 of the 9 were with a 4-man rush.
Because, the Titans have a good front four, so they can always drop a bunch of guys' coverage. Mm-hmm. Burrow's the man, right? We talked a little bit about him. Singular Burrow. There's a lot of weapons on that team. They're really fun to watch.
They're fun to watch. And you know what? They're kind of fans that you feel a little sorry for. They're a little like Lions fans.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Yep. Shout out to Jamie Barta, my buddy from Cincinnati. Now he lives in like North Dakota. We had a good chat, and him and his family were so excited. Who day? And if you don't know what that means, that's okay, because nobody knows what that means.
Bengals who day? Look that up. Yeah.
Yeah. Who day?
Shout out.
What does that mean? Who day? Who day? Like it's just what you say.
That's what Bengals fans. We've explained this. That's what Cincinnati Bengals fans said to us when we went to a game there.
Yeah.
Evan McPherson, Mac Money. Awesome. So cool. Good weekend for kickers.
Yeah, good weekend
for kickers.
Yeah.
That's all I got. I was happy with the outcome. Perfect. Obviously, okay. I didn't want the Titans to move on.
We get to jump into the 2 games coming up this Sunday. Are they the same deal as like 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock starts kind of deal?
And then Sunday I think at 6.
Let's go 49ers and Rams first.
Sure.
I've got the spread at 3.5 at the time of recording. Here's the problem. Jimmy G is poopy pants. Deebo Samuel, who is awesome. He's dinged up, right? Trent Williams, really good offensive lineman. He's dinged up. And they had guys on defense, right? Bosa, and who's the linebacker? Warner, who were a little dinged up and toughed it out this past week. Listen, I think they're a little like Jimmy and the Heat, 2 years ago in the bubble when they just gave everything they had to steal that game, and they don't have anything left.
I like the Jimmy reference.
Not bad,
usually, yeah, it's usually me.
Not bad.
You said Jimmy G is poop. I think I wrote down Jimmy G sucks. So we're in agreement there. The Rams are going to win. Do you have scores?
I do.
Okay, ready? You go first.
27-20 Rams. San Francisco actually scores the late TD to make it closer than it really is.
I'm going to back-to-back here. 31-24 Rams. I was just
So
looking.
we each have the 7-point spread. Obviously, he was cheating on me, but that's
No,
okay.
the Rams cover. I'm really looking forward to see Stafford. Like, I really want to see
He's on a magical
Stafford,
ride,
man.
right? And
I
he's got
really
so
do.
many weapons. And, like, listen, a lot of the time the weapons didn't necessarily show up during the regular season. They showed up pretty much against the Bucs, right? They gave up a few plays, but other than Akers kicking the ball around, I think they win. And San Fran had a great ride, but they're out of juice.
As for the Akers thing, one of two things is going to happen. One, they're just going to feed. He's going to get like 25 touches. They're going to get him super involved, or Sony Michel. It's just they're just going to.
I think they're going to do a lot of screen passes and that kind of
to
stuff.
Akers or Michel?
Both of them, right? I think they're just going to pass the ball a little bit
Akers is good. And,
Akers is good, and he came back from a broken leg in like 3 weeks.
Yeah, just got to hold on to the ball, man.
Yeah.
Man, the Rams really wanted to lose that game last weekend. Like, really let the Bucs get back in.
Yeah.
Okay, so we both like the Rams this week.
Good. Cincy KC. So this is a 7-point spread. I think this will be a barn burner. I think it's going to be entertaining. Lots of points. 2 great big QBs. By the way, Burrow, Burrow. I wrote that down. To Chase is amazing. But here's the problem. Mahomes to anyone is amazing. So that's just the difference. You have to go with the best player on the most important position of sports. Prediction, 31-28 KC. So they do not cover.
Is it 7?
7 points spread, yeah.
I like the Chiefs to cover. I have 34-27 Chiefs. Yeah, take note of that. We'll be looking back next week.
34-27, just so you know, that's a push.
Yeah, so they cover, right? That's how that... Yeah,
No, it's a
minus
push.
7. They win by 7, no?
Nope. 6.5, yes. 7, no, it's push.
No, the number is 6.5.
Okay, let's just say for sake of argument, the number... You talk for another minute. I'm just going to check the line right now.
It doesn't matter because next weekend when we're doing the scores and the score was 34-27 and that's what I called, then we'll be okay. I think the Bengals hang tight, right? It's a touchdown game. Burrow's going to have to sling it a bit. Can't be cute. Can't force it to Mixon. Just get Chase going. What's the spread?
7.
No, it's 6.5.
Sorry, 6.5. Yep.
Oh, so I'm right.
Yeah, just checked. 6.5. Just changed right now.
Yeah, I know. I had insiders. Producers let me know.
That's it. Hey, that was Alessio. Thanks, Alessio.
On paper, it should be a shootout.
Yep.
Right? So we're both
Great,
going with
fun,
shootouts.
good football. It'll be good. Is that it?
Are the Chiefs burnt out from last week? That was a pretty emotional win.
It's a good question. Cincinnati does have an extra day to prepare, and man, that's such a huge ride. But listen, since they had a big win too, they were on the road. Now they're going to have to go on the road again. I think the extra day and the emotional will kind of balance each other out with the home field advantage.
I look at this a little like I looked at Michigan and Michigan State, right? Michigan and Ohio State, right? Michigan beating Ohio State was such a big deal for them. It was their Super Bowl. They put everything into it. And then they just kind of ran out of gas in the end and couldn't run with the big dogs.
Yeah, they were overmatched.
They were. But is this going to happen, right? Are the Chiefs burnt out from their super emotional Buffalo win? Was that their Super Bowl? I don't think so.
Listen, I think if they didn't have an alien freak as the quarterback, yeah, but Mahomes is freak show.
Yeah, Joe Burrow, you got to clutch up for us so we don't see Mahomes' family dancing online. Okay?
So does that mean you want Cincinnati to win?
Yes.
Okay.
Because when the Rams are in the Super Bowl, they will beat Cincinnati.
You need to show me some of the crap. I haven't really seen any of the stuff
Okay.
with the family, but we'll talk about that afterwards.
So I got Chiefs coming out. So we're looking at a Rams-Chiefs Super Bowl, which is potentially awesome. They played a couple years ago, right? It was like literally like 55, 52 or something dumb. It was awesome. So do you have anything else on that game?
Nope.
Okay, cool. Good job, football.
Good job, football.
Great weekend. Great weekend of my limited life. My short, right? Like, I haven't watched a ton of sweet football weekends. This was definitely number one.
I mean, a lot of the sports guys, Peter King and guys like that are saying best weekend ever.
Best weekend ever. Facts.
Yep. Okay. Most hated players in basketball.
Yeah.
How do you want to do this? Honorable mention.
I've got a lot of honorable mentions. There's so many unlikable guys.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot of unlikable
We
guys.
were really positive the last half hour. We're gonna be
kind of
negative. Okay.
So I only picked 2 honorable mentions just because I didn't want to go down the list.
Okay.
They're actually 2 Pistons, right? Isaiah and Sheed, hated by lots and lots of people. Here's the thing: Isaiah was actually a bad dude too, like harassment stuff in New York and kind of screwed up Toronto. And Sheed, like technical foul, like he told refs he's going to wait for him outside and shoot him and stuff.
Yeah.
He was
you like Sheed if he was on your team.
Oh, you love Sheed if he was. And that's the thing with most of these guys that we're going to mention. Short honorable mention. You jump in.
I'm just going to throw the names.
Go through them.
A lot of them I don't need to give reasons, right? Trae Young. No shocker there, right?
Yep.
Trae Young.
Selfish ass.
Anthony Davis. Soft. Fake. Always injured.
Yep.
Kyrie. Moron. Flat Earth. Anti-vax. Grayson Allen. Just wants to hurt
just
people.
Dirty.
Carmelo. Only scores. Soft. Does nothing else. Mentally soft.
Charmelo.
Don't really like him. Ben Simmons.
Sorry, Urban Paul. He
Ben
really
Simmons.
likes
That's not Urban's my boy, though.
Yeah.
Jalen Green. The fact that Jalen Green's an honorable mention and he's like my age.
Yeah.
In a couple years, I'm just going to like absolutely hate him.
Maybe don't talk crap if you're going to shoot 23% from 3-point and 29% from the field.
And the fact that Kate is now blossoming makes it even better.
Yeah, so much better.
So yeah, Jalen Green soon.
These are all honorable mentions?
Yeah, I just want to get them out
that's
there.
A few.
I hate a lot of guys.
Okay. So number 5, I've got Bruce Bowen, who a lot of people call the dirtiest player ever. Like, I kind of liked him because I liked San Antonio. I respected what they did. And obviously, Tim Duncan and Uncle Dan, Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker, solid. But, like, every time people would go up for a jump shot, Bruce Bowen would be sticking his feet under to try and, like, break their ankles. Like, it was bad.
Can't do that now.
Can't do that now. It's the rule because of him. So, number 5, Bruce Bowen.
Number 5, Blake Griffin. Solely because he was so mean.
We used to love him.
When, no, I don't. That's in the past. Blake, mean to Detroit. I think he's soft now. He sucks. And he's really mean to Detroit. So I don't like Blake Griffin. And he sucks now. Like, he actually like doesn't get minutes now. So, Blake.
Unfortunately, another former Piston, Dennis Rodman.
You really?
I had to take the fans' opinions, and like we've got fans all over the place.
Just like, who's your hated football player? Colin Kaepernick.
No, I retracted that. Yep. He was annoying, celebrity hog. He hurt the Pistons, which I do not like because he just decided he don't want to play for the Pistons anymore. But he's also buddies with Kim Jong-un. Like, that's terrible.
I think Dennis Rodman is probably not buddies with a lot of good guys, right?
No, he's not.
See, I like Dennis Rodman because my exposure has been very limited. Like, if he was in today's day and age, just the media, social media, it'd be like, it's similar to Antonio Brown, I bet. And just like the off-court drama.
Probably.
My 4, Westbrook. You knew he was coming.
Sure.
Stats.
I'm surprised he's not a little bit higher.
There's so many guys I hate.
Yeah.
Westbrook stats over winning. The joke is he just runs around out there. Because that's honestly what it looks like. He just runs around. Selfish.
Sick athlete.
Unbelievable.
Really.
Unbelievable. Joined the super team. Like, I hated him before he joined the super team. 4th team in 4 years. Typically, like, it's usually not a good sign.
It's not working out so well for him.
I would love for him to get dumped to, like, another sucky team. But I hate Westbrook. Sorry.
Okay, so here's, unfortunately, another Piston who would be number 1 on most lists.
Were we doing hated basketball players or hated Pistons?
No, I'm doing hated basketball players. Listen, I loved him. Bill Laimbeer, right? He lived up to his reputation. He did crap to just annoy people. Yeah. He did a great job with it. He would be number 1 on most people's all-time lists. Mm-hmm. Bill, I love you. And listen, when you appear on the show, we're going to give you lots of support. Yeah. Does he still coach WNBA? Did he just step down and a chick is now the coach?
I don't know.
I think that's what happened.
I don't follow WNBA at the time.
Future show topic. What level of men's basketball beats a WNBA team? Just so you know, Isaac thinks
moving on.
A good boys high school basketball team beats the WNBA.
There's no evidence. I didn't say that.
No, it's live. There you go. Well, we're not live, but you get it.
Number 3. Wait, is it my number 3? Yeah. James Harden. I really want to put Harden higher. I couldn't. He plays fake basketball. It's kind of how I put it. Hunts calls.
Just so you know, I have 6, not 5.
Makes sense. Yeah. Struggle with the numbers.
One hand, no, 6.
Harden stats over winning. So much drama on and off the court, like with the refs, with teammates, and then off the court with Kardashian and that kind of stuff. And he chokes in the playoffs. Yeah. Speaking of Aaron Rodgers, chokes in the playoffs.
Yep, actually, that's a good comparator, those two. Stats empty. People don't like him.
Soft. Not a lot
Yep.
of friends. Yeah.
Danny Ainge, he was an agitator, also a racist jerk. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah, for sure.
Picked fights, but had to have his teammates like Kevin McHale and Robert Parrish back him out. Robert Parrish is a guy you do not want to mess
Old
with.
Bill Walton?
He's
so
Bill
cracked
Walton's.
out.
Yeah, he's peace love. He would just.
He is nuts.
Yeah.
He is so
He
funny.
smokes too much doobies in his life.
He's awesome.
For sure.
He's so entertaining when he's ever
But
on
Danny
broadcast.
Ainge, jerk.
Yeah, Danny Ainge, I don't know. All I know is that, like, I know the racist post playing Danny Ainge. I don't know the playing Danny Ainge. Number 2, Rudy Gobert, the founder of COVID, CEO of COVID. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he invented it.
He invented COVID. He went to China, picked it up, and then passed it along to everybody else.
Yeah. I blame
Wuhan.
I blame Gobert.
Okay, that's a good one.
He's a bum. He's the reasons why I don't think the Jazz can win the West. Like, if they had a different guy there, like if you threw in not DeAndre Ayton because he's too good, but if you threw in a Steven Adams a couple of years ago.
What about the healthy Lopez?
Healthy Brook Lopez?
Yeah.
Yeah, Brook Lopez can shoot from like 35 feet out. Look, Gobert, he's a moron. Like the COVID stuff, sure, but I hate the drama in the locker room, right? Like, I don't think D. Mitch and him get along. He gets so many calls. They played the Pistons the other night. So many calls. And I don't like watching him play. And COVID.
Fair. Okay. Latrell Sprewell, I don't know if you know him, but he was bad, dude. He just fight everybody. Choked his coach, like literally choked his coach.
So did Isaiah.
Did he?
Isaiah Thomas did, yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately. He turned down, Latrell Sprewell once turned down like a 3-year, $21 million offer, which at the time was a great offer because he needed to feed his family. Maybe read the room, pal. You're just an ass. Latrell Sprewell was an ass.
So my number 1, it's LeBron. Look, you guys know this. I'll say my reasons. People either agree or disagree. I'm just going to...
drama. Although he's playing spectacular. He's probably now...
putting up some scoring numbers.
He might be third in MVP right now.
No, because the Lakers are 8th in the West. If the Lakers were 5th in the West, I would entertain that conversation.
Okay.
MVP right now, you're looking at Giannis.
It's probably fourth. Giannis, the big guys. Giannis, Jokic, and Embiid.
Yeah, I think those are the 3.
Right? Durant's injured now. Steph's had a bit of a shooting slump.
But Steph's still right up there. Yep. Look, I'll just list a couple of reasons. I'm not a big LeBron guy. Prima donna antics. Just leave it at that. On and off the court. Luckily, he's not a bad dude. Like, he's not a, like, I'm trying to think. Some of the guys that we were talking about, right? Grayson Allen. Grayson Allen's a bad dude. Mm-hmm. LeBron James is not a bad dude.
No, he's very smart.
Yep.
And he actually does a fair amount of good things in the world.
In the community, 100%.
But he's a lot about what's wrong with the NBA. Like, he started the super team.
LeBron James.
He started the super team phenomenon, which sucks, really.
That's a really good take. LeBron James is a lot of what's wrong with the NBA.
Yeah, listen, there's a lot of good things, but what's wrong? A lot of them can be attributed to... What was the announcement called? What was that stupid?
The decision.
The decision, yeah.
Yep.
How'd that work?
My town, South Beach.
Did not age well. Okay.
So LeBron, the prima donna stuff, I think he's overrated. Like, if you look at, I don't think he's the best player of all time. Many morons do. In that sense, I
think he's second. He's an unbelievably good player in so many different ways.
LeBron's fan base, no disrespect. A lot of them are watching. Sorry, guys. Just sometimes it's a little one-sided, and they only see LeBron's side. And then a couple times they'll even say, yeah, I'm being a little biased because it's LeBron.
Do you not have Ben Simmons on your list?
He's an honorable mention.
Oh, okay, good.
Give him a couple years.
Yeah.
He's soft. He's mentally soft. Isaiah Stewart and the 20-year-old Detroit Pistons own him, right? Like, the fact that he let a bunch of rookies that play in Detroit get in his head, and this happens all the time, right? The other day he was talking crap to, they played some bad team, and he was yelling at their bench, and it was like, dude, seriously? I'm trying to remember. Sacramento, maybe?
I don't know.
He was chirping Sacramento, their bench. Their bench is just like me and you, and he's yelling at these guys. If you're LeBron, you need to be yelling at the Giannis's and the KDs and the Stephs.
True.
Not at us on the bench. The cryptic statements every other weekend.
Yeah, I don't like that stuff. True.
Not a big fan of that.
Well, you took lots of notes for this.
I'm passionate about LeBron and Rodgers.
I don't have the same detailed notes.
I kind of do. The narrative is always favoring LeBron. Do you know what I mean? Like, example, he builds a team. and then everyone's like, wow, LeBron has no help, even though he built it.
Yeah.
And then it's like, wow, get LeBron some help.
Oh, he's the general manager for sure.
And that's fine. I think he should be the general. Well, he shouldn't be. He should have a big say, but I don't like LeBron. I don't like Aaron Rodgers.
Okay, fair enough. So, most hated all-time, Ron Artest, Meta World Peace, Laughing Panda, whatever the hell your names have been. He did have a panda name at some point, right?
Yeah, you keep talking. It was something panda, though.
Yeah.
I love pandas.
But Malice at the Palace. Actually, that's a spectacular video. You need to look at Malice at the Palace. But
I think it's been seen by a couple people.
yeah, just look at the stuff that he's done in his life. He is very aggressive, bad dude. He went in the stands and like caused a freaking riot. Now, it happened to be in Detroit, so that wasn't good. But listen, if you're going to challenge Ben Wallace, you need to be aware of who you're challenging, because it's funny. As soon as Ben got in his face, all he did was go and lay on the table. And listen, I would have been pissed, but I don't think I would have thrown a beer. Let's be clear. I would not have wanted to be punched by Meta, because I think he's a pretty strong dude. He's got big shoulders.
Yeah.
What's his other name?
So he's got a few, but this one in 2014, Meta changing name to The Panda's Friend. So I'm not sure how, like, if first, like, I don't know if that's just like,
Listen.
hey, The Panda's Friend, our test. Like, I don't.
We've got a good psychologist who's part of the prison rules crew. These guys got to talk to Jay or somebody like that, because, oh my God, like, he changed his name to, what, Laughing Panda?
The Panda's Friend.
The Panda's Friend. Like, that's ridiculous. Anyway, we're on our test. Most hated all-time basketball.
There's a clothing line. I'm going to ask everyone to look this up. If you just look up thepandasfriend.com,
Okay.
there's like a clothing apparel, and it's just panda stuff that Ron Artest sells.
Yeah. Okay. Follow us on Instagram. Let us know about what topics you want to discuss. The Eternals.
Just Eternals, not the.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
The Panda's Friend. It's just Eternals.
That's it. Good.
Yeah, Eternals sucked.
Peace out, everybody. Have a good night.